that's the main focus, is trying to guard, keep the ball out of the paint, and then make teams have to shoot over our defense, not through our defense.
Coach, it seemed like there in the fourth quarter, you guys really turned it on. What was the difference there?
Stops. Yeah, stops. They had to go small. Cleaver was in foul trouble. They don't have their bigs. But that was also what was hurting us in the first half. And we just switched everything. We tried to keep the game in front. Our guys did a tremendous job just doing that, getting the switches, keeping everything in front, not having to overreact to anyone.
It seemed like things opened up for Trey a little bit there in the fourth quarter. I guess, why did you think that was?
Well, when they went small and we still had Dwayne and John out there, they couldn't blitz. They were blitzing them in the first half with Cleaver, and it really kind of made them passive in a lot of ways. Because they weren't blitzing and they were just switching, we were going to get Dwayne like we did a couple times at the basket, or we were going to get Trey in some ISO situations. And obviously it turned into being more aggressive going against the ISOs as opposed to two bodies out.
Coach Cam really had it going in the second quarter. What'd you see out of him?
Attacking downhill, probably a career high in terms of free throw attempts. We set a couple goals for each guy, and his was to get 4 free throw attempts per game. He gets 9 tonight, all in the first half, or pretty much in that quarter. But his mentality was tremendous. He probably would have had a career high if he hit a couple of those threes, but I love his attack mentality, and we needed it in that second quarter because we were struggling to score.
What was the motivation for going to the zone defense, and what did you think?
Stops. Yeah. I mean, their small ball lineup really exposed us in a lot of ways, just trying to contain all of their guys. You're worried about the three-point shooting abilities of Curry and Hardaway. So guys are hugged up on the three-point line. They scored a bunch in transition. We watched at halftime where we were too worried about guys that really weren't even in scoring areas, and they were driving one-on-one. And so the zone was really just to prevent the penetration. I thought we did a good job of it. And now we gave them different looks and threw them off a little bit. But the switching in the fourth quarter is what helped us out.
Trey got it going down the stretch, but can you talk about John's effort tonight from the first quarter to the fourth quarter?
I felt coming into this game that John would have a big game. They don't have their bigs. They're going to switch a lot of. They're either going to blitz Trey and get John on the backside of the action, or they're going to try and switch everything. We get John with smalls guarding him, and so he gets a ton of rebounds and gets a ton of points at the paint because they're smaller and they're trying to switch, and we can just post them up, and he can clean up all the offensive rebounds.
Did you say anything in particular to the guys after it seemed like a little bit of a lethargic start,
Very
especially
lethargic.
in the
There's
first?
a very lethargic third quarter. It's probably one of the weirdest timeouts I've ever been a part of. Like, the guys were just flat, and I don't know why. And I commend Trey because he was one of the guys I went at, and I said, this is where, as an all-star, you step up and take some leadership, and he really did. Vocally and obviously on the court, but that was it was kind of a weird vibe. We're down 8, we got it to 4, maybe down 10 at that point. Got it to 4 prior to that. And, you just feel like you can win the game. It's a very winnable game. For some reason, we're very flat. A lot of our guys were flat, but I thought their effort defensively was great in the fourth quarter, and that got it going. We got easy baskets off of it. The Cam gets another one of those big steals that kind of gets the game going again.
Coach, 8 points, 12 boards from Dwayne Dedman. He's only played a few games with the team, but how has he gelled with them?
He's annoying. He is. He really is. We were having a lot of fun out there. I think the biggest thing, and some of you guys may have seen me communicating with Trey and communicating with Cam during that lull, that timeout when they were reviewing. I was explaining to Cam how Dwayne's value is he's able to keep his sense of humor and personality when things are tight. He's barking at me, I'm barking at him. Cam's looking like, what's going on? It's like, Cam, don't worry about him, it's Dwayne. But he's able to keep everything in perspective and still stay engaged and locked in and not get frustrated that I'm barking at him. Our younger guys need to learn from that. Cam just starts laughing as it's going on. I said, you have to develop, that's a skill. That's how you stay engaged, it's how you learn how to communicate. You let one thing go in and out, but you hold on to the message, but you're not personally or emotionally feeling what's going on. If Dwayne does that, we don't need him to be a leading scorer for us. We need him to be an emotional leader for us. We need him to really kind of verbalize what we're doing on the court when we have lethargic moments like we did tonight.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
Go
Coach.
ahead.
It's a long season. Tonight, the fans were with you guys, I think, every step of the way, especially in the fourth quarter.
Fans are always.
And they were. Can you talk about the energy in the arena and how you guys fed off of that down the stretch?
But when they get here. No secret, you guys know. When they get here, it's all right. I love it. I love it. You gotta know your audience. The fans are always with us. They definitely are. And I don't like that we always have to play from behind. I love when we make those moments and we have those runs because it really engages our fans and it shows the home court advantage opportunity that we have here at this building. So, especially when you have a guy like Trey who does what he did tonight. He didn't have a great game. They were throwing blitzes at him, but he took over when we needed him to take over, and that's what your star player, your all-star, your leader does in the fourth quarter. That play he made with the goaltend, I talked to him, I said, what was the best thing about it? He said, I used the clock. And I said, and you did not settle. And that's the leadership that you have, but when you have your home base behind you and you have your fans behind you, you get that support, you feel that emotional attachment that's there, and our fans are always doing that for us, so I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.